everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the first episode of Outdoors 101. Now, I said a while back on my gaming channel, you can click right up here if you want to go to that. But I said a while back, it was in April, so about around turkey season, that I was gonna make a turkey hunting video. Well, plans kind of changed and I couldn't. We went up on a turkey, but he flew off. We moved too much because turkeys are really kind of hard to hunt. But today we are going to be talking about fishing. Now, I just want to say one thing. If I'm not looking directly at the camera, if I'm looking up like that, it's because I have my monitor propped up right where my TV is supposed to go, so I can see how I look and if I'm in frame or not. But today we are mainly going to be talking about fishing in this time of year, June. Now, if you don't know me, I'm really into fishing, so I just wanted to talk about what I use really good for bass. So I have my tackle box right here. It's humongous. And I have another one down by my leg. Line's a little tight on there, but I have my box right here. It's a bag, but I just keep my because when I fish, I always if I can open this, if I can open it, but I kind of have. I just keep my bobbers and stuff because I usually fish with lures. I have worm baits and stuff inside here, but this is not my main box. I have salmon eggs for trout. And I also have scales and stuff, but I don't really need to worry about that right now. Because first you need to learn how to catch fish. You want to be able to learn how to land. Which you could take my advice if you want to. I mean, it's kind of tough to take advice from a kid my age. But I'm really into fishing, and I'm going to do what works for me. Because for bass, I don't fish with bobbers, and I don't fish with baits. What we're talking about today is is how I catch bass. Lost on the labels. Top water and there we go. I use a lot of spinnerbaits. Now, this is a booyah. I prefer the booyah. I seem I have better time with bass. You can also catch pike on these, but I'm going to talk about that later on. But I can't get anything to work today, can I? But this is what I use. It's I'm looking up at the screen here. It's a booyah. I find them really good. I like the smaller size for bass. I don't use leader, but or similar. But this is This is kind of what gets the fish's attention because this shines off of it. But I wanted to show you something else. So this is kind of like a spinnerbait was, bass spinner. Let me find a different one here. Because usually when I'm fishing, I don't bother to take my time to put it back in the right spot. So get my fishing rod out of the way. I can get anything to work today. But, try and see if I can find it. I don't know where I put my stuff. This is a white booyah. Oh no, this is what I wanted. Now this is a Stripe King. I get the smaller sizes because you don't want something too big. But what I like about the Stripe King is they have the dimple spinner, and that attracts fish's attention a lot more. But I seem to get more luck with pike. See, you hold it right up. I'm looking at the screen. I look kind of stupid looking up at the screen, but I just want to see how I look. But if it's hard to hear me right now, it's because the microphone is farther back. But as you can see, it's white. It has red on it. If I put it real close up, you see like the red, maybe. But there's red dots all over. But what I really like is the spinners on these. These is what attract fish a lot more. Hold up so you can see. These spinners right here, I find, attract the fish a lot more, and it doesn't really make too much noise. But these is what I prefer for pike, because I see my pike, I catch more on these. But they also work the same for bass. So, yeah. But, I'll get the booyah out and I'll show you the differences. Like I said, the booyah are a little bit different. They're better for bass, but if I can just grab it. Oh, I have a trout skin on it. I got allergies. I got a little bit of allergies, so no sense. But these are the differences. See, the size is a little bit bigger. The size is definitely just a little bit bigger. As you can see, the spinner on it, that is like it's kind of different. As you can see this, and then I hold up this one. That is what kind of the difference is. See how it has the dimples on it? Everything's backwards. Like when I look at the screen, everything's backwards. So if I get something wrong, I'm sorry. Well, as you can see, that has the dimples on it. That has like the ripples, and it's silver. It's like a shiny color. But as you can see on here, this one is yellow. It doesn't have any dimples. It's just a yellow spinner, but also has this one back here. Well, usually what I do with these is you can use them in pretty weedy areas, but you don't want to let it sit too long. You gotta let it back. Ooh, microphone drop. I always heard that. But put my microphone right up here. But whenever you're gotta be careful getting snagged with these. But you can use these in weeds because that's where bass and pike tend to hang out. But keep knocking my mic over. I'm having a little bit of issues with it. But here's the rod I use. Now this reel did not come with this rod. I have something popping up on the screen. Now my mouse is on the floor. I'm high tech. But see, this is the reel I got. It's a nice little reel. I picked it up for about $30. I got 10-pound line, spider wire. That's what I use. But as you can see, I was fishing for perch. Ow. Last time I went fishing for perch. See, I'm using a powerbait worm. I've heard powerbait works pretty okay with perch, but I didn't really use well. I had to put sinkers on it so I couldn't catch it. The area was really weedy. I was having a kind of hard time to see right there. It's nice. I like the powerbait. I got the white version of it today. I have the other store. This works pretty good for perch, but if I could just grab, I don't know why I keep putting my bait. Oh, there, just put it on top of my box. Well, what I like about the Strike King is they're much easier to tie. So I have nothing to cut this with right now. But I'm trying to hold this up for my knees. But what I usually do is I just tie it. I don't like using the clip-on thing because it kind of removes the action of the lure, I think. But yeah. Now let me move on to something a little different for this time of year fishing. Right now I'm mainly talking about bass, but if you want pike, you want bigger lures. You want something that attracts their attention because they use sight a lot. Well, what I just want to say is that whenever you're using these Strike Kings, what pike do, what always happens to me is pike are really they're predators. So what you want to do is usually when you get a hit on a pike, don't set the hook yet because what they do is they slap the tail, they slap the hook because they think it's a real. They think it's a real fish, and they're trying to knock it out and kill it so it's easy to eat. But you don't want to do that. You want them to wait to actually swallow it, and that's when you want to set the hook. But when you're fishing pike, you want to have your drag kind of loose, unless you've got a thick line. But 10 pound is pretty good on pike. You just got to be somewhat careful. They're a little bit heavier than that. Which I've caught heavy pike. I've caught a pike heavier than 10 pounds. But you just got to be careful with them because they got teeth too, especially teeth. Taking out the mirror. But now what I'm going to talk about is a little bit more of what was I going to say? Pike. Now, pike, you could use. I recommend ones with noise and sight. I mean, wow, this is a tangled mess. Don't ever do this in your tackle box. This is what happens to me. But if I can pull it out. But these, the Rapala or Rapala, I'm not sure how you say it, but these work pretty good. Now these are expensive lures. These are like $8. But yeah, the jointed, as you can see, as you can hear. Yeah, let me hold it up to the microphone so I can hear it. Is that you can hear it? It rattles. But when it's jointed, so that gives it the action that it's kind of wounded. And it's hit. Ow. Yow. Woo. Gotta be careful with these. But it gives you the action of it going back and forth like that. Now, I gotta move my microphone up a little bit more. But the lip also kind of dips it down underwater. And you got the jointed and it makes the noise. As you can see. As it makes the noise. as you can see, I mean, it makes sense. But it's really good for pike, as it, like I said, they'll definitely slap this one because it really imitates a fish. So, but if you're wanting to fish, usually when it's buggy out, you want top water because you want them to think that there is, like, because they eat bugs off the water. So, I keep knocking my microphone over. My headset, with the microphone on it. But I don't recommend. You catch bigger fish on lures. I don't really use float baits that much because I don't care for them. I think you don't really catch as big as fish. Sorry, I'm trying to fix. You don't catch as many fish because you're really sorry, I keep moving my microphone around, but you're really likely to catch more panfish. And panfish, like I mean by bluegill, not so much as pumpkin seed and stuff. But if you want to go after bigger fish, I recommend using. If you want bass and pike, I remember I would use the booyah, the rapala, the rapala, and then the strike king. But for top water, you don't want something. You want bigger lures because a lot of the top water ones are bigger. But if I grab a top water, they float right on top of the water. You want to give them a little bit of an action. But gotta find a top water one. Floater. You want a top water floater. Which I'm pretty sure some of these are top water. Some of these might be shallow water. Hook it. But this is a longer. Top water. But like, the reason why you're thinking, oh, bugs. Why would a pike with this fish on top of water? Well, because they're looking for easy prey on top of the water at times when there's bugs. And if they see a fish floating around on top of the water, they're gonna want it. But as you can hear, move my microphone up so you can hear it. You can hear the rattle in it. That's just not the hooks. There's actually rattles inside. But this is really good for times when it's buggy out in the water. There's shad coming up the top. This is a great lure. I don't use it that much because I'm not a top water. I don't like fishing for top water too much. But you got to give it a little bit of action. You're gonna jerk it every once in a while. Works pretty good. But that's my favorite word. I keep saying that every time. But this is good for. This is really good for times when it's buggy out and there's a lot of fish on top of the water. But basically, I'm not trying to focus on bass and pike, but this is like the time of year what it's good for. Now, if you're fishing pike, what is also good is these are heavy bait, so you can cast them out pretty far. These are heavy, so you can't really let them sink, but it depends on the weight. This is a heavier one. But this is a spoon lure. These work really good at getting the pike's attention because it shines and it looks like because it has eyes on it. So when it snags, pike is gonna see the shining. It's really gonna want to because it gives it a nice effect. It shines and it looks like the eyes of the type of pike. So I only have a little bit more time because I don't want to make this video too long. But these are the lures sorry, my microphone dropped again. These are the ones I would use. The lures I've been showing you so far are great for bass and pike. But now I kind of want to talk a little bit more about trout. You can catch trout all year round, but usually earlier in the season when trout season first starts is the best time for them. But it's late. It's a little late now, but trout are predators as well. What you are going to want to use for them is depends where you're at. If you're fishing a river, well, I find that works really good are the trout spinners. You can get rooster tail. I can't remember the other kind, but these types of spinners. This is a smaller rooster tail. These work really good if you're fishing for trout. It has hear really well. So if you can get one with noise, that is great. But trout also use their sight, and they are really aggressive fish. So, so you want something that they will see really well. As you can see, this one you can see the glare off of that a little bit. But if you're also fishing for trout, you could also use other styles of ones, but this is what I recommend if you're fishing trout. Or you could use these ones, which I don't use that much, but I've caught trout off before because it really imitates a fish. I've had some luck with these, but I prefer the rooster tails and stuff. But I keep getting louder whenever I move away from the microphone so you can hear me. But this, it's a fish head. It's a fake fish head. I'll flip it over. It's a fake fish head. It's upside down. But this is like, it attracts their attention is mostly the spinner. Once they see the eye on there, that is really key for fish. I mean, every lure does not have to have an eye, but that eye can really help. And what I use, this works for any type of fish that is aggressive. But you have to wait till the time of year, because there's only a certain time of year that they work. And that's when the minnows are, when shad and stuff are spawning. And shad are minnows. They're minnows pretty much, so. But what I use, pretty soon they start to spawn. You see them a lot. But I say that word all the time. These are shad. These are power bait shad. These work really well. I've caught trout. I've caught hold it in my hand. I'm having a little bit of a rough time with this camera, but I'll hold it by the hook. As you can see, it's a shad. It has the red eye, which kind of works really good. But I've caught rock bass. I've caught pike, trout, any type of fish that aggressive eats shad. Because these work really good at that time of year. But right now I'm kind of basically talking about trout and salmon, cold water fish. Now the last thing I'm going to show you about trout, and I'm going to show you perch right after this. But I'm going to try not to say that word again. If you're want to catch trout and you don't use lures, one thing I recommend is, this is kind of my own little secret. Probably a lot of other people know it, but what I use is power bait sometimes. If you're fishing in water that you can't use lures, then I recommend power bait. Now this is a real mess in here. I went fishing yesterday. I had a paper bag in there, but if I could find it. Like this type of red or pink power bait works great for trout. This is trout bait. This is an older one, but I remember I still had my grandpa. Him and I used to fish a lot. We used to go to a pond, a private pond, and I still had one, but I threw it out. It was a glass bottle of power bait. It was old, but power bait works pretty good. Treble hooks, you usually use them to replace on lures, but you can use it on because it grips power bait on power bait. But the last thing I'm going to talk about is perch. Pretty much with perch, what works really good is the power bait worms. Grub baits work pretty good. Well, I got the sinkers on there, so it gives it more weight. But pretty much what I'm trying to explain is ways to fish. Mostly what I'm trying to focus this on is pike, bass, and trout. But if I kind of got carried away and I got a little mixed up with my words, I'm sorry. But, sorry. I'm congested, but I'm really big into fishing, as you can see the size of our box. But, for bass, pike, what I'm just trying to get at saying is, use shiny stuff that makes noise, because pike, bass use sight, and pike are really good predators. So they want bait that looks real, because they eat pumpkin seed and shad. And what they do is, like I said before, they'll slap it with their tail, because that knocks the bait out, so they don't have to. fish out so they can eat it. But that's what I'm gonna kind of close off this video is that for pike and stuff you just want to use shinier and you want stuff noise. But you guys, what I mean by bass is you can catch rock bass. Sometimes you catch rock bass. Smallmouth you could catch with those. But for mainly for bass, Booyah and Strike King work really well. I've caught bass off crankbaits, but I prefer I'm trying to think. For bass, I use the spinner baits, but I prefer. But you could use crankbaits. I don't use crankbaits that much, but whatever works for you. Sorry, because I move my hands a lot when I talk. Like I said, I'm kind of tired. So yeah, if you guys want to learn anything else about fishing, just put it in the comments. But if you want to learn about anything else I use, just comment down below. Like I said, but I'm trying to grab the mouse pad so I can hold this. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.